also great for you. Do you have any particular aspirations for your writing career?
Honestly, I feel like it is developing into something new. I feel, with the speed that I'm able to put these books out, I kind of feel like where most books in like a series are like, okay, so you saw this movie, then you're going to see the next one a couple of years later, you're going to see the next one. I feel like my writing is more like Scandal or 24. It's like, okay, so you got this hour and you're like, oh, it's over. It's just going to kind of be like one, me to keep having a good time when I'm writing. Two, for it not to become formulaic. Like some people complain like, oh, I love this part and not this part. Oh, I love this part of this part of this book, but that's kind of what I wanted. I feel like as long as people are talking about it and discussing it, I'm doing something right. And if people just start going like, oh, that's just the same old shtick, then that's when I need to either write a new story or change something up completely or something like that.
Okay, so let me ask you then: how do you make your stories different than other LitRPG stories or fantasy in general?
I feel like one of the biggest things that separates mine is my use of humor. And it's like some people love it and some people hate it, like all other humor. But I just feel like whatever you're doing in life should be fun and should be something that you can get a little dark with, but you can also like have some gallows humor, and then you can also just have, a dick joke thrown in here or there, just anything that's going to like keep it light and fresh. The other thing is that I feel like my story and character is realistic. I feel like a lot of times it's like, okay, so I'm walking along and I found this key and this is somehow exactly what I need somehow later. With my gentleman, it's like I know that I want to go from point A to point B, but I've already made rules for my world. So as I'm trying to get there, I'm like, oh, this is actually not going to work out. He's actually going to get the crap kicked out of him this time. That sucks for him. But I stay true to that, and it keeps it fresh and exciting even for me. So I suppose those two things.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely staying true to a sense of realism, even within like a gamified kind of world, is really important because if your character suddenly becomes so overpowered, then nothing can stop it. It feels like a real disconnect in some kind of storylines.